a few ways to make bows. There are several ways, but today we're going to use our hands, and then in 2 or 3 more series we'll use Easy Bow Maker, the Pro Bow. Those are 2 things that I use in my shop. There are other bow makers. There's one called a Bow Dobra that you can use. It's very easy. Those 2 things, the Bow Dobra and the Easy Bow Maker, you can get in craft stores. I've seen them at Michael's and Hobby Lobby. The Pro Bow, which we'll show in a couple of days, you buy usually online. They do have a probow.com. And the other things that we'll need today will be our scissors, fasteners, wire. You can use wire, pipe cleaners, and then I have some smaller gauge wire that I use on my Pro Bow. And I'm going to even use some twine today also. And today I'm going to use 1.5 inch ribbon and 2-inch ribbon. So to get started, I am going to move the camera down so you will see nothing but my hands, okay? Let me know if you need me to zoom down any. I can zoom in more on my hands. Okay. Today, this first one I'm going to start out with is just a very simple bow. Children can make these. They're fun things for kids to do to help decorate around the home for the holidays. But what I have done here is I have taken ribbon, I'm sorry, and cut it to about 12 inches in length. And you just, pick your coordinating colors. And today I'm using 4 different ribbons. You can use less, you can use more. It just depends on what you want to do. But like I said, I've cut these at 12 inches. I went ahead and dovetailed the ends. And what you're going to do with this is you're going to lay one down and make a cross. Just like so. Then I'm going to take another and I'm going to lay that across. And again, just keep going back and forth. And to make this a little more interesting, I'm going to use some raffia. And lay that down on there. And then I have cut a length of twine. Put that over. Kind of hold it down. Then I'm going to pick that all up. Flip it over. Oh, got my twine caught underneath there. And just pull that as tight as you can get it. You can also use a smaller ribbon for the center, and then you just pull these apart. I'll lay this down so you can see me better do this. Just pull it apart. Remember, they're in an X, so just kind of follow that pattern of the X. And then I would just take these and kind of fan them out. And if you want, you can cut them down. But you've got a simple bow. And this would be cute attached. And I'm just going to put something out here so you can see what it would look like if I attached it to a pumpkin. You could attach it to a pumpkin. You could attach it to a twine wreath. They're great for wreaths. or a lantern, and they're very simple to do. Like I said, this is an easy one for children to do. You could put them on a really cute birthday gift, Christmas gift with Christmas ribbon. They're just really easy to do. And I wanted to mention too that you know, you don't have to get expensive ribbon from online. You can always buy it from Dollar General. They carry ribbon at the holidays. Dollar Tree, Hobby Lobby, when they have it for 50% off, to make simple little bows like this. Okay, that's the first one. Let's set that aside. The next one I'm going to make, I have taken 3 different types of ribbon. And I've cut them in 18-inch lengths. And again, you can cut them as long as you want or as short as you want. But I went with the 18 because that's just about a perfect size. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this ribbon and make a loop, gather that with my fingers and hold it. Then I'm going to take another one, make a loop, and as you can see, you're making these loops. You'll have your loops and then you'll have your tails. Okay? And again, you can make your bow as big or as small as you want it, and you just keep looping them. And I'm going to start over with another one. And you can kind of judge by your loops how big you've got them in your tails. And you just keep gathering those up in your hands. And like I said, you can go as big or as small as you want on your loops, and you can put as many in as you want. I only did 3 of 3. And then you just take your wire, run that around, give it a good twist. Push that back, and then you just fluff it up. Fluff it up, and you can move your ribbons around. And since you're using wire ribbon, they're very pliable. And I always suggest using wire ribbon. It just works so much easier when you do that. You can move them around. I'm going to give this one more twist. Set this down and play with it just a little bit. You can keep all of your tails to the bottom. You can move them around to the top. To make it look fuller. But that's another idea to make a bow. Easy peasy, huh? Okay, I'm going to set that aside. And this one is just going to be a simple solid color. And sometimes when you use just a ribbon that is solid on both sides, the same pattern on both sides, it's a lot easier. This one I'm going to make a loop, and I'm going to hold that with my thumb. Then I'm going to come around and make a loop. I'm going to give it a twist. And there again, you don't have to when it's a solid ribbon. You can go back and forth if you want. I'm going to just do that here real quick. See, you can either twist or you can just back and forth it. You know what I mean? No, I don't think back and forth it is really a word, but anyway, I'll show you that way too. Make your loop. 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 And now what I do is I bring the tail around, and I must have gotten the shortest piece of ribbon I had. And I make my tails, put my wire in, slip it through, take it right underneath that thumb, and I'm going to just kind of cut this real quick. Pull it around, pull your wire around to the back, all the while holding your thumb in the loop. And then you're going to give it a good tug and twist. And then just pull your loops apart. Loops apart, bring your tails down. And you have another bow. And you can continue making these for as many loops as you want. You can make your tails as long as you want. Let's see. I'll do it on a littler ribbon. Make your loop, like so. This one I'm going to give a twist to because it's a little different on the back side. Make a loop, and I'm not really measuring, but you can if you want to. I just kind of eyeball my loops, and you just keep pinching that into your fingers. Loop, twist, loop. Now I've made 2 loops the same size. The next one I'm going to go just a little bit bigger. Put that over. You know, it's kind of like when you were taught how to cook as a kid by your mother and grandmothers. They always said a little pinch of this and a little pinch of that. Yeah, that's kind of how it is in wreath making. Sometimes we measure, sometimes we don't. And you just keep going until you get as many as you want. One more, I think. Okay, and I'm going to make my tail. I'm going to loop that around. And let's see if I have another wire here. And I'm going to put that through. Bring that around. Give it a good twist. And then I'm going to cut my tails just across there. Okay? That's what it looks like when you got after you got it there, then you're just gonna start pulling these apart and making your bow. And once you get it attached to whatever you're putting it on, you can always play with it just a little bit more. Okay? There's one more. And I have one more to show you that you can do by hand. And I'm going to use this fall ribbon. I'm going to measure out 12 inches for a tail. We're going to pinch that together. My ribbons are attacking me here. I'm going to make a loop. Make a loop, pinch, twist, make another loop, pinch, and twist, loop, pinch, twist, and your loop. Pinch, twist, and I'm going to stop, so I'm going to cut off my ribbon. What I do is I put one tail behind me, I don't mean behind me, but behind my thumb, and one tail down. Okay, then I'm going to go to another color. My 12 inches, pinch, go underneath, loop, loop, oops, loop, pinch, twist, and let's see. Trying to decide how many I want. And again, this is just all up to what you want to do. Okay, I'm going to cut that off. And my last one. I mean, this is where you have to have a lot of hands. And let me get that behind me. Here, there we go. And when you're done, you will have maybe a cramp in your finger, but you will also have a really cool bow. And one more here. And I know it looks like a hot mess right now, but once it gets fluffed up, Then you're just going to take that wire right underneath your thumb that you had. Get it down a little ways. Remember, if you're wanting to put it on a wreath or something, you need your wire to be even on each side. Okay, then I just give it a good twist. It's all about that twisting. And I'll pull my tails down here. Those all situated. And then I'm going to lay this down so you can see what I'm doing. And then I just start moving my bows and my ribbon. Moving them out. Remember that cross we did on that first one? Just kind of keep that in mind as you're doing it. And ribbon is very pliable, so it's not going to, you're not going to ruin it by working with it. Okay, then after you attach it to whatever you're wanting it on, you can always trim up your ends. In this case, I'm just going to do an angle cut, and sometimes I trim up a little more once I get it on. Whatever I'm putting it on. But there you go. There's another one. So today we have done 5 different ways to hand make a bow. There are a lot more out there, ways to do bows. So I'm going to move this camera up just a little bit. So I hope this has helped you guys out. Like I said, stay tuned for part 2. We will be making some bows on the Easy Bow Maker. I would like for you to leave me a comment if you could, or questions if you have any. And I hope everyone has a terrific day. Bye.